What is up, guys? Welcome back. Today we are doing the second half of the floral / rose fragrance. The first half, I guess you would consider the Alien Princess, which is our V-Day soap for this year. That was made using the Alien Princess fragrance oil from Nature's Garden. Now we're going to do our Moonflower, which is also from Nature's Garden. These two are going to have a fight to the death because we're either going to keep this fragrance or this fragrance, whichever one sells better. If Alien Princess wins, then we are going to use this design for that fragrance, go forward. And we're just going to do a purple ombre, very dark at the bottom, and it's going to get lighter as we go to the top. And then we're going to do a little crosshatch pattern on the top. And if Moonflower wins, then we will keep the design that we're going to make today. You're going to see the soap at the end of this video when we cut it. Our last soap video was this, and I showed you the old school floral design that we originally started with, and we're basing today's design off of that loosely. We've changed it just a little bit, and I think it'll be a winner design-wise if the fragrance oil is a hit. Fragrance oil isn't a hit, it doesn't matter what it looks like. Nobody's gonna buy it. The Alien Princess is not set up in Nature's Garden as top notes, mid notes, and base notes. Their reading is a spicy floral arrangement: blooming jasmine, fresh red roses, sweet lilies, spices of cinnamon, clove, and anise or anise, whatever you like. The specs from Nature's Garden does say that it does speed up but does not rice. They are correct. It definitely accelerates. I think it says slight acceleration. So I soaked that at 85 degrees based on their website information, and I hand stirred in the fragrance oil, and I think it did okay, but it definitely accelerated. So a couple of the reviews. The first one just says washing powder. I assume that means laundry detergent smell or fragrance, and that they never really found the spices. Definitely floral. Washing powder is what it is for me. So it has 4.5 out of 5 stars on Nature's Garden, which is actually pretty good. Next review was used it in cold process soap, sold out the first day, and I've made it over and over, and it continues to sell. It's also my favorite. It's a clean floral scent, and the scent holds. So clean floral fragrance, and the fragrance holds well in the bar. It definitely does. I'm not a fan of it in the bottle. I think it smells kind of gross, but as it's curing out in the bar, it's actually growing on me. It smells really nice. Last video also was, I had asked the question, do you guys like the camera up high, the camera down low? There were only a few comments, but the majority of comments were that the camera down low is better. I also like the camera down low. It puts you right closer to the action. I'm struggling a little bit with a lighting issue, catching a shadow. The lovely H hooked me up with some pretty cool camera mods for Christmas, one of which is a flip up screen so I can actually see myself when I'm recording, so I know too close, too far what I'm looking at. That mod is catching some light and it's casting a shadow. You might have noticed it when I did this soap. I was kind of holding the bar off to one side of the screen because so every time I try to put it in the center, the shadow would catch it. Camera's going to go down, let you guys see the process, cut out some of the junk. I like to show the whole process because I think it's important that you see everything, but I'm not going to show you stirring lye 3 times. I'm going to cut right to the lye already stirred up, ready to go in the pot on the second pour. So we're going to cut some stuff out. We're going to bring the camera down low, put you right in the action, try to keep my mouth shut. It's so hard, guys. I want to talk, but I will quit. Are you going to talk? Do you want to come say hi? Come here. Hello. How are you? You're so sweet. All right, go play. All right, guys, we're going to make 30 bars of this. I will be using my super expensive, super well-created, handy-dandy cardboard box that I've cut on a 45 so that I can angle these molds. We're going to pour 10 ounces down in each side of all 3 molds, and then we will flip it over and pour 10 ounces down on this side. That being said, I've taped these right here so this mold doesn't do this and get in my way. So I will do tape side down first. That way when I flip it, the mold doesn't sag down. You end up with a sway in your soap like this. And then we are going to be using, it's kind of a copper mica, but it actually turns out to be a red. In most soaps, it went a little reddish copper in this fragrance oil. Set these up. We're doing a total of 30 ounce pour. That'll be 10 ounces per mold. I forgot my gloves. I'll be right back. The reason I tap this down This is like a cup in here. When you put it down in there like that, you trap air. And if you mix that into your soap, you're gonna have air pockets in there. They will work out, but I've gotten air in it before and had the bubbles come up through the soap. Leaves a little bit of a trail and then a bubble on top. That is it, because I still have to make colorant in there. So we're going super light on that. We generally use, it really does vary. So I will say we generally use 1 teaspoon of mica per pound of product. Depends on the color, what I'm trying to do. If I want it lighter, if I want it darker. General rule, 1 teaspoon per pound. Super, super, super duper light trace. Light trace is just like that, pours right off there, no problem. Slightly thicker than water. Alright, I'm just going to hand stir this as long as it doesn't do anything silly. I'll hand stir it. It may take me a little longer to make the entire batch, but I'd rather have that be perfect in the bottom there than lumpy. I don't like shoveling pudding out of the bowl. Alright, so we're going to have that. We're going to weigh this up. Get the weight on that. Divide by 3. Take our phone back out, try to remember what we put in there. As you can see, that is already starting to get lumpy. I'm not sure if you guys can see that very well, but that will cross over in the bottom down there, and then I'll pour the other one the same way. Since it'll be the same color, it should match up perfectly. Sometimes it'll be lighter or darker, but I think that's okay. If one side's a little more red than the other side, not a problem with that. I don't hate that from a design perspective, so I go with it. The next pour is just wash, rinse, repeat. Now before I do something stupid, like add the fragrance oil to this, I didn't bother to stop and give these a jiggle test. But they look really good and no jiggle, because I'm going to flip them over. And the last thing I want is for it to run down into the bottom of the other side. They are set up quite nicely, so I'm going to go ahead and put the oil in. Stir that in like that. Other time-saving tips you can do is go ahead and have your scale already zeroed out. Sometimes, I tell ya, I'm going to lose a little bit of this doing it this way, but it's literally the reason I bought these funnel pitchers is because of the original floral design, because I can poke that right down in there and get a nice pour down in the bottom. Okay guys, camera died right in the middle of that. Don't know why, it shouldn't have. Battery was fully charged. And by the time I started thinking about messing around with the battery, see how thick and lumpy that got right there in that spot? It seized up that quickly. This is not a good oil. The original Floral was a terrible oil as far as acceleration went. So right back at it. Alright guys, so this next pour is going to be a 2-part pour. We're going to do a very large batch. We'll split that in half. We'll color half of it white, color the other half of it red. We'll pour all the white into the mold, and then we'll do what is essentially an in-pot drop swirl. We're going to pour from really high up and let it penetrate through the white layer of the soap and swirl around in there and make a nice pattern if we're lucky. I will bring you back when we get to mixing colors. Okay, so I know this container weighs 9.9 ounces, so just subtract that from my overall weight, and then I'm just going to split this in half. I don't need to measure this. Kind of is what it is scenario there. Yeah, it's pretty even. Do my math on this too. So our white is titanium dioxide, in case you were wondering. So there's that. It's a nice little angle down in there. Maybe you can see it better up in here that way. And then I'm just going to pour this off into 3 separate equal parts into each mold. Right, so that's all 3 of those. Always run out in the wrong place. Okay, get that in there. I'm not going to be able to get all 3. Oh, I just spilled it. Some more on this one. I'll show you the one in the middle first so you can kind of get an idea of what. I'm just going to drizzle this. And yes, I'm starting another batch of mystery soap. And then what I'm going to do, alright guys, so that's it for today. Obviously I'll come back tomorrow when I cut this and show you guys what it looks like. Melissa, you know who I'm talking to. This is probably a soap for you, so I will bring you one when we get our batch cured. You get to try it out. See you guys tomorrow. What's up guys, welcome back. Yep, do you think, oh, okay. Hello. I know the first part of this video was a little bit lackluster. Wasn't feeling super awesome yesterday. Just had way too much on my plate. Got through all that. We're good to go today. We're back. We're gonna cut the soap. Before I do any of that, go click all the buttons, like, subscribe, thumbs up, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a stranger. I'm putting that in here now because I know as soon as I cut the soap and pull out the first bar and show you guys, the viewership goes right in the toilet. Go do all those things and then we'll get this soap cut. And thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate it. We're growing. Probably gonna hit 500 in the next week or so. Fingers crossed. Oh, this is the one I spilled soap all over the edge of the mold. It's gonna be a mess. Fix your corners like always. If you're taping your mold, don't forget to detach it from the outside of the mold before you try to unmold it. Just peels right off. See right there. Got my colors off just a little bit, but that is a really, really crisp V in that soap right there. I think this is going to be pretty firm already. I mean, the corners aren't saying that it is. The corners are nice and soft still. That V's not quite as nice. This is what I was talking about. I don't mind that two-tone pattern, that little bit of two-tone. I'm okay with that. If I don't tell anybody, you think that's the design that I was going for, and it looks fine. You can see the over pour right here. Got a little overzealous with my pouring yesterday. So the outside looks exactly like what I wanted it to look like, minus this. I prefer not to have this little sloppy mess. This is because I was pouring from that large container like this, and I don't have the control to not splash it on the sides. It is what it is. It looks fine. I'm gonna shave these up. I got a couple of bonus cuttings for you soap cut people out there that love the soap cutting. I had to make Galaxy yesterday as well, so I did that after the video, but I still have to cut it, so I'm gonna cut that on here for you guys. Oh. Let me get these all cleaned up and ready to cut. This is just a palette knife. One of my children is an artiste, and I stole this. So I just clean up. It's kind of hard to see in the camera. There's this over pour edge, which I get sometimes, and I just shave that off there. Like that. It's actually easier to do this right into the box because once it gets on the counter, it kind of gets stuck there because it's a little bit tacky because it's fresh. If you don't do this now, you have to do it on 4 corners on each individual bar once you separate them. So you can imagine this is a huge time saver. It's actually quite satisfying. I'll probably miss a corner and the lovely H will tell me about it later. She does all the mitering of the corners because she likes to do it. This is very soothing. Okay, move stuff. Get out the way. Did not clean this up yesterday. Cut soaps yesterday too. I thought I cleaned the wires. Apparently I did not. I'll make you wait. One little planet. Those are pretty cool. I do enjoy that. Just, see, this is what I don't like. I don't like 4 planets there. But that side's cool. And every single one of these, besides the one you cut down the middle, every one is different. That one's really cool. Some of you guys have purchased the Galaxy soap, so feel free to throw it in the comments if you want. Let other people know how you feel about it. Unless you hate it, in which case, you know, just... keep that to yourself. I'm kidding. At least everybody said they loved it. And I did make this on video, guys, so you can go back and check that out. That's weird. I don't like that. I don't know. People love these. I mean, they just go like, they sell out really fast. So that would be like the men's activated charcoal bar. That is probably Queen of Hearts, and this is Oatmeal Milk and Honey. That is the new V-Day Floral Fantasy, Queen of Hearts, and Oceanside. You could probably go to the Etsy shop, flip through the pictures, and see which soaps are inside of your Galaxy soap. Okay, y'all. Moonflower. We have been throwing around some names. Spicy Rose and Jasmine, or Spicy Jasmine and Rose, or Jasmine and Rose, or Blushing Blooms, Blushing Blossoms. We already used Floral Fantasy, so we don't want to do that again. Oh yeah, that oil is stiff. Don't break any strings. Okay. That's not the greatest thing I've ever seen. When it's setting up as you're pouring it, you know it's going to be firm when you cut it. Okay, so there. It's kind of a rose. That is gorgeous. There's how the top turned out. It's actually a really beautiful bar. I really like that. That turned out really nice. That is a stunner, guys. I love that. Gorgeous. Turned out really nice. And every one of them is going to be slightly different, obviously, as the pour changes throughout the soap. Some places I'm pouring higher than other places. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I really enjoy that. All right, let's do the next one. This is the one I did the top like that. Little swirl on the end there. These are kind of coming out exactly the same. That's what your top would look like on your bar. Kind of swirled about the same on the tops of these. Forgot to show you guys that. That is so much cooler than just a normal green blob on the top. As my son pointed out to me yesterday, this is an older batch, which he's like, it looks like splatter paint. It's okay, but that one is really cool. So thanks. I do appreciate the feedback. So these I poured pretty much very consistently. I don't like it as much as the first batch, but they're all pretty close to the same. We'll do the third one. Just a blob, still kind of cool, in my opinion. Ooh, that one is cool. Oh, don't drop it, it's still soft. Just a little heart there, inside of a heart. Go check that one out. That one is really cool. Just flip through these like playing cards. I didn't like the way that one ended. Blob on the end, blah, blah. But that is really cool. Okay, guys, that's it. Those are our 2 rose fragrances for this year. We're gonna land on one. You have Alien Princess, the flower on top. This is limited edition. There's going to be 20 on Etsy on February 1st. And then you have the Moonflower, which looks like this. I have 20 of these on Etsy on February 1st. You guys go chomp them up, buy one of each if you want. Tell me what you think. The rest are going to go to shows. There will be a clear winner. And then if it's Alien Princess, we're going to do the purple ombre design. If it's Moonflower, we'll stick with this design that you see here. One of them is getting dumped. We're also still narrowing down the coffee fragrances and the design. I know it's been like forever since I said that was going to be on Etsy, and I apologize, but it's been challenging because when you take one to a show, one will sell one day, you'll sell out of caramel, and then the next day we sell out of French vanilla. It's like, somebody give me something here. We're not keeping both. We'll get that sorted and we'll get that up on Etsy as well. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Go click the buttons. See you next time. Bye.